what is the area of the rectangle? I have a rectangle here with one side that says w squared minus 4 and the other side that says 3w plus 4. So how do I go ahead and figure out what the area of a rectangle is? Well, I know the formula is length times width. So I have a binomial and a binomial. How am I going to multiply a binomial times a binomial? Chloe is here with her latest cheat sheet notes. She wants you to know that when you are multiplying two powers that have the same base, you're going to add the exponents. And when you're raising a power to a power, you're going to multiply the exponents. Now that we have Chloe's cheat sheet notes, we can go ahead and multiply these two binomials by each other. Before we do that, let's go ahead and look to see when we have to add exponents and when we multiply exponents. So when you are multiplying two powers that have the same base, like 4 squared and 4 cubed, if they have the same base of 4, and since we're multiplying them, we just add those exponents. If we are taking a power of a power, that is when you multiply the exponents. So when we are looking at this problem, I can see here that we have a binomial, w squared minus 4, times another binomial, 3w plus 4. And there's a little rule that we can use when we are doing binomial times binomial, and it's called the FOIL method. First, outer, inner, last. So when we do the FOIL method, the first one is to do w squared times 3w. That stands for f, the first. You multiply the two firsts together. And when we do that, we're going to go ahead and multiply the coefficients together and then add the exponents on the variable. So this one has a leading coefficient of 1, we just don't write it. And this one has a coefficient of 3, so we have 1 times 3. W squared times w is really w to the 2 plus 1. Remember, there is a 1 there, we just don't write it. And when we're multiplying two powers that have the same base, you just add the exponents together. Then the next one in FOIL is outer. So we're going to go ahead and multiply the w squared times the outer of the other one, which is 4. Then we're going to go ahead and multiply coefficients together, so that would be 1 times 4. And then we're going to go ahead and look at the w's. And you can see that on the w's, the first one has a w squared, but the second one doesn't have a w, so we just have w squared. The next part of the FOIL is inner. So when we do inner, we're going to go ahead and multiply the two that are close to each other, the inner ones together. So we have negative 4 times 3w. Well, we're going to go ahead and multiply those coefficients together. So that would be negative 4 times 3. And the first one doesn't have a w, but the second one does. So we just write w. Nothing else to add to that. Now we can go ahead and look at our last one. So that would be the last of both of them. So that is going to be negative 4 times positive 4. And when we do that, you see there's no w's there whatsoever, so we're just going to go ahead and multiply those two numbers. From here, we can go ahead and reduce each one. 1 times 3 ends up equaling 3, and w to the 2 plus 1 is w cubed. 1 times 4 on my second term is 4, and then we just have the w squared. On our third term, we have negative 4 times 3w, so that would be negative 12w. And on our last term, we have negative 4 times positive 4, which is 16. So our final answer is 3w cubed plus 4w squared minus 12w minus 16.